Hello there, this is Alan Collins, and you're listening to the
Stoned Roadie Show. The Stoned Roadie Show. Podcast 285. Action. Alrighty, fellow Stone Roadie Nation, looky here. This is Wake and Bake the Morning Buzz, episode 156, and this is February the 12th, 2024, and it's Wednesday morning. Yeah, it's we're airing this at 6 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday morning, but I'm still hurting pretty bad, so we're doing this Tuesday evening, because I'm gonna be in bed early tonight. It takes me 10 minutes to lay down in the bed. It ain't so bad today hasn't been so bad, but boy, last night, man, I was hurting. I had to cancel my dentist appointment this morning because I called him up. I says, man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come because I don't think I can get in and out of that dang chair without screaming. I was trying to turn over in the bed, and I was going, ah!
Hey, you sure you didn't break a rib?
No, I'm a lot better now, but it's below my rib cage. But yeah, I was this morning. I was kind of thinking,
if you'd have had some more fat on you, you'd have never felt it. You'd have just bounced.
I don't know, but yeah, it's a lot better now. I'll sleep a lot better tonight. But
No, you think about it, Craig. Though, if the bigger you are, the more pain you should have because you're bigger and you've got more nerve endings and things. So by being like a skinny guy, you probably, you don't have as much pain as a fat person would have.
The old adage was, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And oh yeah, by the way, on the Super Bowl, yeah, there was a I didn't watch. Well, we were doing that podcast during the Super Bowl. I caught the end of it, but one of the commercials I did see, they said 75% of Americans are overweight. So, they're kind of, well, anybody can see that. You go anywhere, you could, I think women are even more. I think 8 or 9 out of 10 women are over.
Well, Craig, here's a toast. This is my shot glass I got from Patricia Lynn. And here's a toast to all of the women who listen to Craig fat shame women all the time, every podcast. So they're still here, Craig. And that's amazing that they're still watching. So, cheers. All that was tea.
Oh,
but thank you, Patricia, for that little shot glass right there. That's got Trump on it. See.
But I gotta hurt myself more often. I got a little gift today.
Oh yeah, somebody send you a sympathy gift.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at that. Is that legal? Are you allowed to do that? Have that, Craig?
Yeah. This is Ohio.
Okay. Just checking.
You're allowed to have, I don't know how many. That's a couple ounces, I guess.
Yeah, that's
some buds, though, man.
Yeah. Just
one.
in time. You can't smoke because you cough, and then when you cough, it hurts.
Well,
so you're forcing yourself to.
Since it don't hurt as bad now, I'm roughing it through it. Yeah, I just take little bitty hits.
Little bitty hits. Well, is it still snow on your steps?
Tell you the truth, I haven't been out on them steps there.
But speaking of that Super Bowl, man, I'm glad I didn't watch it too much of it because I heard it really sucked.
Oh, it did.
I haven't heard anybody that watched it had anything good to say about it.
I commented on that last podcast about the halftime show. It looked like a damn casting call for the Tarzan
Yeah,
movie.
like remember that Tarzan whenever the natives were they were going to drag Tarzan to the fire pit or whoever the Buana was, and it was I gotta get it 'em da hum de ho, I gotta get it 'em. And they were chanting, and they always were dragging them through the jungle. I
I
don't know
po-
how that they got away with showing that stuff, man.
I posted on FakeBook, and it would have been more entertaining if the tribal dancers would have been wearing a loincloth with a bone in their nose. And somebody posted that Little Rascals eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
Oh
The-
yeah,
yeah,
buckwheat.
yeah, with the guy that had the horns on with a bone in his nose. Yum yum, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
Oh
Yum yum,
yeah,
eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
yeah.
Looks just like 'em.
Well, I tell you what, on our last podcast, I never seen so many commercials. I don't know if anybody noticed that, and I think you said Rughead on there again, and still they put a ton of commercials. I mean, if you take that U out and put an A in there, they won't
We
show
did.
one
We
commercial.
got limited on our monetization on the last one.
Well, it played a
Was there
lot of
commercials?
commercials.
Really? Well, you know what? I put in a review.
Rebuttal? You
I
did?
put in a review. Yeah, I said, man, we didn't do nothing wrong. So they might have changed it. I didn't
They
look.
yeah, they had to because today it was a lot of commercials on there.
Somebody did give me a half of a muscle relaxer. So
Yeah. What kind is that?
I don't know. It's just the muscle relaxer.
That could be cat piss in a gel capsule or something, and you wouldn't even. I
No,
mean, you don't even know what it
they
is.
told me just eat
Not
half
a
of it.
cyclobenzaprine or
I ate half of it, and I just ate the other half now.
yeah. I keep
Oh,
a jar of those things handy just in case. Because I actually hurt my back too. I'm not trying to get a free bottle of marijuana, but but I did hurt my back trying to pick something up, and I've been kind of struggling with that myself. Not to the extent like you got going on, Craig, but it does hurt, man.
I got a whole case of Lanacane, and people from Medicare got a hold of me on the phone, and God, I started getting cases of Lanacane every month. I'd get a case of Lanacane.
Really?
Yeah, and I told them to stop. I got 2 cases.
What did they ask you if there's something you needed, and you told them you needed
I
some
guess I
Lanacane?
did. I guess I said I have a pain in my back, and they sent me a case of Lanacane.
Damn,
And
that's
next
that
month,
some of that stuff what Elon Musk is talking about, man. Just sending shit they shouldn't be sending.
I don't know. I got
That's
calls. I got so many calls today. Medicare. Jesus Christ. They're supposed to stop that December the 7th. Every day I get at least 3 calls from Medicare. It's crazy.
yeah. Yeah, you're probably on your second surge, you know. They hit you right before you turn 65 and then they hit you again when you hit 75. So, you're almost 75, aren't you, Greg?
I just turned 74.
Yeah.
Boy, did you
Well,
see
man,
where
it's
they
good.
tore up Philadelphia? Yeah, Philadelphia won. And I saw the headlines. They said, seems like in Philadelphia, it don't matter if they win or lose, they tear up the city. And they showed people doing it. I expected to see a bunch of black folk doing it because I'm used to seeing that from the previous years, all them black folks tearing up the damn cities. But I was watching it, man. It was mostly white people. There was a few blacks in there, but it was mostly white people tearing down the dang traffic lights. And one guy climbed up a pole and his light pole and fell off the pole and killed himself. And then I seen in Louisiana they put grease on the damn poles down there so they couldn't climb them.
Man. And they're celebrating is what they're doing. That's tearing shit up, celebrating.
I was thinking, boy, what a bunch of WHITETRASH.
Well,
And then I thought that's pretty hypocritical because we used to.
I know. I was just getting ready to say.
We used to tear shit up all the time.
Ain't any different than you guys.
I'm sure them people at the hotel thought we was a bunch of WHITETRASH. But we were just had cake fights and stuff. We were just you just cleaned up cake. We didn't bust a bunch of stuff up and stuff.
Well, you didn't throw TVs in the swimming pool and pour Jack Daniels down the back of the TV.
Yeah,
and get in somebody's shoes. And then freaking
it ain't like these people. You rent your house to somebody and they don't pay the rent for 3 months, and then you go back to the house after they finally leave, and the whole house is totally demolished. All the marble counters are all shattered, and the sinks are all shattered, and they stuff the sinks full of stuff and turn the water on and flood the whole place, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they're pretty docile there in New Orleans. They had a lot of people there in the streets, and those cops keep a rein on that, man. And when they say it's time to shut down, and they tell you need to clear the streets, they clear the streets. Because they got water cannons. They'll start spraying you with water cannons because they clean the streets with water cannons. I think. Isn't that how they do it, Craig? I remember seeing that.
I don't know. Yeah, they had a lot of problems down there in Louisiana from that Katrina stuff. They had to do a lot of crowd control down there. So, but that guy Pete Hedgeg. How do you say that? Hegseth.
Yeah, I'd have to be looking at it to pronounce it.
Well, he's the new defense secretary. Today he
Hegseth.
Yeah, today he renamed Fort Liberty. They changed it from Fort Bragg to Fort Liberty, and today he renamed it Fort Bragg. And
I bet that pissed him off.
Well, it did, but you know what he did? It's not after the General Bragg, the Confederate general. It's not him. It's a private Bragg from World War II.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and he got the Silver Star.
Yeah, how you going to fight that? How you going to fight that?
Yeah, and ABC news was just all over it, just But he was a private in World War II, and he got the Silver Star. But that's what I thought, that they were renaming it after General Bragg, which I wish they would have. They should replace all those monuments they tore down, all those Confederate monuments. They should put them back up, and any films they got of those people that tore them down should go to prison. That's it's all that last administration. I mean, it ain't no difference than what they, I don't know. It's crazy. But
well, I tell you what, man, Trump's dialing things in though, because he's taking away the paper straw. Even he said, "No, we ain't having that shit anymore. We're going back to the plastic straw." Executive order. Seriously.
Didn't he take away Obama and Biden? Didn't he take away their security clearance? I think he did.
No, that was at Colonel Millie, or was he a colonel or a whatever he is?
I
Millie?
think
Yeah, he took away his.
I
Yeah,
thought
he
he
took
took away
his away.
Bobby's. I don't know.
But I see where he was flying over the Gulf of Mexico when he turned it into the Gulf of America. He was actually in the air when he signed it.
Yeah, yeah,
That was cool. Yeah,
yeah.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, he's pissing them off just as fast as he can go. And they're mad at Elon Musk really more than Trump. They hate Musk. They can't
Oh
stand
gosh,
him.
yeah.
They think
Well,
he's
that this Pete, the Secretary of Defense, that Pete Hegsey, or whatever the hell it is, they didn't want him in there either. But yeah,
Yeah, you were saying Vince Gill got in the plane crash, and then I was telling no, it's not Vince Gill, Craig.
it's
And
Vince Neil. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
somebody said, "How is Vince Neil able to afford a plane anymore?"
It was his girlfriend on there. How's that big son of a bitch, even a big fat bastard, even have a girlfriend? Because he's got an airplane.
I thought
That's
you were
why.
buddies with that guy.
Anybody that's got an airplane's got a girlfriend. That's for sure.
What were we talking about when I told you to just go ahead and start recording? Because we were talking about something, and
I don't know.
yeah, I don't remember what
You
it
always
was.
do that. We get on here and start talking to you. We should have been recording that. That we just we said a
Yeah.
long time ago. I was just gonna hit the record button when we get on here. We just edit them all out. But
Well, it's yeah, a lot of it's Craig bitching because he sits down and he forgets what he wanted to get before he sat down, and of course when he's got that backache, now it's worse.
oh boy, it's a lot
Usually
better.
you lose your mouse or your remote. Yeah, because we have a remote for our cameras. You can adjust up or down or sideways, and then you every time you turn your computer off, the remote goes back to default. So you have to do it. I have to do it every time I come on there because it's out of whack. But we got our normal comments and questions. Craig, you got anything donation wise or anything?
Oh yes, yes I do. I got some. Ow. Oh.
And I sent Randall's $100 check to you, Craig. So when you get it, don't lose it.
Well, I already sent him the money. I sent him that money, and when I was
Because
when
you
the,
lost the one guy's check already.
yeah, and then he never did resend it. But yeah, we had a big donor for Randall. Robert Wheatley sent in $500 for Randall.
Look at that shit, man. Robert
Yeah,
Wheatley, man.
yeah. So we,
He's like the new disciple now that we don't have Dave anymore. So, we're going to have to make up a name for him. Somebody give us a name for Robert Wheatley. He donated the cameras. Craig and I got a nice camera, and then Kathy Godsey got a camera, and Chad got a camera. You
Dad's
got
got
two
camera.
cameras, didn't you, Craig? And then he gave two away for the podcast.
Well,
Man,
I got the drone. We both got the drones
and the drone. Yeah.
and the goggles. God, I've got all kind of stuff from Robert.
Yeah. I mean, so
And I promised him I'd send him a whole bunch of stuff, but I ain't sent it yet. But he's coming up here in the springtime. We're gonna go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so he's not too worried about it.
oh, so that's why you haven't sent it because he's coming to get it
No,
anyway.
that's not why. I had all intentions to send it, but I hurt myself. I was
Yeah, I knew that was going to be at least a 2 month setback.
no, I'm getting better. Ow. It's a lot.
Actually, that would be a good rehabilitation for you is to actually box that stuff up. It'd be good, motion movement like
Yeah.
yoga.
Yeah.
But so that's good. $500, huh?
Yeah, I sent him $1,100. Yeah, so he'll be getting that this week. I sent him a cashier's check so he wouldn't have to wait on it.
Oh man, he's going to appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll have to
Yeah,
tell
that'll take care of
Gene.
this month's bills, I hope.
I
But
saw a
yeah,
little,
but we oh, ow, dang it. We don't want to give up on him. He's still got a couple of months before he'll be back to work. So
yeah, we just leave it open. Just leave it open.
I'll put up my PO box. So
And then Craig, have you heard anybody about that person that said they would donate those two New Orleans Baton Rouge tickets? Because remember they were in the last podcast comments that they had two tickets. They were wondering what they were worth, and they said they would donate them. But you know how that goes. Sometimes people when they find out.
I never seen that. I think you're the one that brought it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw it. I got the name down here. But maybe when they found out it was worth something, they changed their mind. Who knows? Maybe they needed the money. But you know how it goes. Any more donations? Was that
No, that's all for the
That's
donation.
it. All right. So got a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd type questions in here, which you know, if people don't like it that we talk about other stuff, it's because we don't normally get a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd because, you know, we've talked about so many Lynyrd Skynyrd things. If you go back and look at the other podcasts, there's all kinds of skin formation you guys can get. But every now and then we get some cool questions, some repeat questions, but we don't mind
We've
repeating
done
them.
285 podcasts.
Yeah.
My
that's
God, if they were
unbelievable.
all an hour long, that's 285 hours, and we've done 2 hour ones and 3 hour ones. So, yeah, we've done 400 hours at least of skin formation.
Some of them were like, one of them was 3 hours long, one
Yeah,
podcast.
one
I think
of
with
them
Joe
was,
Crimp,
yeah.
that one.
Me and Kathy Guzzi did an hour, 2 hour one. Yeah, we've done, yeah.
Well, this one's not going to be that long. Yeah, so. Yeah, we don't have any on the road to go with it, but I do need to start setting up and on the road. I just been working on some stuff around my house here lately, and I haven't had a chance. Of course, I had, you know, I had the water leak, and then I had the Venezuela immigrant invasion on my roof. And the other day, I was out in my yard, and I saw a burbling brew out in my side lot where I had a water line break, and I had to dig up that and fix it. It's always something, man. When you own a house, it's always something. But I'm crippled. It's hard for crippled people to work on stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and jump into the comments, Craig, and the questions, and there's like 20 of them. And happy Wednesday, hump day to everybody, and I hope that you guys have a great hump day. And Valentine's Day's coming up, so you need to go get your sweetheart something.
Yeah, we're going to do a show on Valentine's
Are
Day.
you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story
We are.
before we go into the comments. My ex-wife,
Friday's Valentine's Day.
every year I bought her a gold-dipped rose every year. And then we were together like 15 years, and she took those damn roses, man. That was a lot of gold. There was a lot of gold on those roses. Yeah, and she took those damn roses, man. You know, you thought she'd give them back to me, but don't go buy them a gold dipped rose because they'll just keep them. Anyway, that's the end of that story. So, yeah, lots of people asking about Craig and his back, and you say it's feeling better. You taking those muscle relaxers, Craig?
I just had one, but I took it. Yeah, it's feeling a lot better. Oh yeah, it took me 10 minutes just to get in bed last night. Oh, I was screaming. Oh my God, it was awful. It
Well,
was
I hear
terrible.
there's
Just
another
lay in
like
bed.
snowstorm coming, so it might
Yeah.
be. Did you hear about that? You hear it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it sucks up here, man. They were talking about the ice. They've been talking about the ice from the day that I fell. They said that was the weirdest ice, man. That was the slickest stuff I ever seen. It was bad.
um,
But I'm man. As soon as I was aware that I fell, I was just I the only thing I thought of wasn't that I was hurt. It was just like that. I was just glad I didn't hit my head and knock myself out because I was just I laid out there and froze to death.
yeah, and then Wicker and Leon would
Yeah.
have been like Lassie going
That's
over to
the
the
first
neighbor's
thing I
house.
thought. I'm just glad I didn't hit my head and knock myself out there.
They'd have had to go claw on the neighbor's door and start barking like Lassie, and then bring them over there,
Oh
bring the
God,
neighbors
they were
over
they
to
were
him.
they're leashed together. So all they have to do is run the same way and get something in between them, and they get all tangled up. They're a mess.
Well, I guess it's easier for you to keep track of them when they're leashed together like that, huh?
Yeah, I got them leashed. I got them both on a 10-foot rope, and they're leashed together into one. So it's,
Mm.
Leon, Leon. He don't realize there's coyotes around here. I mean, he'll take
But
off
why
like
would
back
he?
in the field, and
It's not like him and Wicker are going, "Hey, man, do you know there's coyotes out there?"
well, there's
No, they ain't.
owls and hawks and all kind of
Yeah, they don't
crap.
realize a car will smash them flat either.
Well, the cars are 500. I'm not worried about them going down to the road, but yeah, owls and hawks and coyotes, they're all that shit's here.
Yeah, they could snag them up there because they're just tiny little dogs.
If Leon weighs less than a chicken, and them chicken hawks would pick up a dog and tow him away.
Oh yeah,
Or an
I
owl.
seen video of a damn dog, like it looked like a Jack Russell, and a hawk or an eagle had it and was flying around with it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. And then I think I saw a video of a little kid, a damn, I think it was an eagle tried to get a kid, and the father grabbed it. That
Oh,
might have been some kind of a fake thing there. I don't know, but it looked real.
oh,
But anyway,
I remember what one thing we were talking about.
yeah.
Um, I commented about some woman that was holding her dress like this. Her She had a thing that and she was going. You want to see what's underneath here? You want to see what's underneath here? You want to see what's underneath here? Like this. Oh, look at that! And all she had was these big old fat flabby boobs and this big old belly with stretch marks on it. And I went. God, you think that's sick? Look at this stretch mark. And then somebody wrote, well, those stretch marks might have came from a pregnancy. Yeah, a pregnancy where she gained 100 pounds during when she got pregnant. Chad's mother gained 17 pounds when she was pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to tell the story about my buddy
Yeah.
Jay, who that fat girl, Pat, who whenever I stayed at my sister's house, that was my sister's roommate, and she was a big old fat girl, and she actually got pregnant and didn't even know it when she had the baby. She went to the hospital. She thought she had like indigestion, but she was having a baby, and that's how fat she was. And she tried to hit on my buddy Jay, and we heard him scream in the middle of the night, "Stop it! Get out!" And it was Pat trying to jump in the sack with Jay. But yeah, she actually had a baby and she didn't know she was pregnant.
Yeah, these women, they
But
get pregnant, they think, well, I'm just going to get big. No, I'll just eat a bunch and nobody will, they'll just blame it on the pregnancy. And then they have the baby and then they're 60 or 80 pounds overweight when they have the baby.
For Craig, it's the drinking game. Every time Craig mentions fat women, you got to take a shot.
I drank all my vodka.
You did?
Yeah.
The rest of it by yourself?
Yeah.
Damn, that was a lot, man. Okay, let's jump into the comments here. Mary Smokey. Mary Smokey, I haven't seen your name here recently.
Yeah, she
Welcome
sent in
to
a
the,
donation.
Oh, did she? Okay, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I was
Yeah,
going to say welcome to the podcast, but
because
it
I
seemed
just
like
she sent in a check, and a couple months ago she goes, "You haven't cashed my check yet."
oh yeah, I know. I just sent Craig a check, and I know that's going to happen. It'll be 3-4 months before he
I
cashes it.
well, yeah.
And I don't want to send that much cash in an envelope, because you can't really keep track of it. But anyway, Mary Smokey, she says, I watched Lynyrd Skynyrd on Access TV, and the piano player was pretty good, but no one can replace Billy Powell's remarkable old tavern style playing. That's a pretty good analogy of Billy. He could play that tavern style. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
honky tonk stuff.
Yeah, and and I told you this before, Craig. I remember when my buddies and we were first heard Lynyrd Skynyrd, and we thought the name was weird, and we were like, "Have you heard this Lynyrd Skynyrd? Man, they're really good, right?" And it was just kind of like a little talk about it. But then when Billy Powell started playing with them, and you started hearing him, that's what everybody loved was that piano in Lynyrd Skynyrd. I just
Yeah, that
remember my
was different.
buddies. We thought that was really cool that they had such a cool piano player.
Yeah,
A lot of people, I think, they don't remember that, but if you remember when you heard Billy playing in Lynyrd Skynyrd, that was unique to Southern rock. You didn't really hear. I mean, Allman Brothers, but that Billy Powell style was really good. So yeah,
it's
Mary.
weird because he was classically trained.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the band could read music. Well, besides Ed, but he said he couldn't. But yeah,
Yeah,
very
he
unique
was he
individual.
was something, man. I wonder, did he ever really need to practice much, Craig? Did you see him at practice like a lot, or?
Man, he would come in during sound checks and take off some of that classical stuff from what he learned growing up. He was amazing, man.
Did he he could probably just ad lib his parts. I mean, I bet he was like Leon. He just didn't even need to practice if he didn't want to, huh?
I don't know. Probably.
He's probably just hanging around getting drunk while they were playing and practicing, and he just added, if they needed a little Billy Powell part, he probably just ripped one in there,
Well,
like
he
Leon.
could play totally drunk. I can testify to
I
that.
heard the drunker he got, the better he played.
It's
That's what
possible.
that's
It's
what I think
possible.
Estes said that. Estes is the one that said that. Yeah, good question there, Mary. Thank you for the question. Steve Jones says Sharon Lawrence took Ronnie, Alan, and Gary to meet Eric Clapton at at that concert, which I don't know which one that was, but they made Eric Clapton feel uneasy talking about Dwayne. According to Sharon, she said Eric said, "Get him out of here." Does that make sense to you, Craig?
I didn't know nothing about that.
Maybe it was some kind of interview that she was in or something. But that's what
Yeah,
Steve Jones.
Sharon died, so I can't ask her. I was good friends with Sharon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's the one who gave him the bad boy image, right?
Yeah, she was a
Yeah.
publicist. That's what she was
Then
hired for.
Fox Creek Recordings says, Craig, how much did you make per week when you were working for the band, and did you get paid weekly or monthly?
We got paid every week, and we Well, our weekly salary wasn't that much. I forget, it was under $500, I think. But that was in the early 70s, and then we got per diem every day. We got $20 every. It was started out 20. Well, it started out 5, but then we got 20, and then we got 25. I think then we got 35. So
That was
dollars a day per diem. Yeah. So
that was pretty good for.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not taxable. And then when you go to Europe, damn, in Europe you get like $90 a day tax free. When you go to Europe and Japan and places.
And you didn't. You guys saved your per diem money for drugs, right?
Mm-hmm. And then we got a pretty nice sized bonus. We had full medical. We didn't make all that much weekly, but we got paid every week, and we were working all the time, and with the per diem and the fringe benefits and everything was paid for, so it was all, so we did okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even after the plane crashed and you weren't with Lynyrd Skynyrd, of course, the tribute band didn't start for 10 years later, but then you had all kinds of other gigs that if it weren't for Ronnie hiring you and Ed finding you, you wouldn't have been able to play with Journey and and Marshall Tucker and all those other bands that you got to work for too, huh?
I never complained about the money. I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't want to complain anyway. Ronnie, get rid of you, man.
God, I was traveling all over the world for free and staying in all the nicest hotels there was, and had all the women you could deal with and all the drugs you could do, and there's heaven.
Well, you know what's kind of funny though, Craig, and I want you to think about this real hard because this is kind of ironic when Ronnie said, I'm going to write this song that's going to be about Craig Reed. And he goes, what's your name, little girl? Little did he know that the girls wouldn't be little later on. They were going to be huge.
Well, it was. It wasn't written about me. I was just one of the.
But isn't that ironic? What's your name, little girl? And all you do is talk about fat women. So.
We all did that. What was your name?
There's a lot of songs that have little girl, like that 38 special, little girl. That one. That's another one. But you can't sing songs like that anymore.
Well,
there's no little girls.
You can't say fat girl because people get offended. It's like
So all caught up in you, little girl.
Everybody says my little woman. You can't say my big fat wife. Yeah, my big fat wife. So you say,
what's your name, little girl? And all caught up in you, little
the little
girl.
woman. The little woman. They don't mind that. Dude.
What's your name?
Well, my big fat wife, they'd get pissed off at that.
Uh-oh. You got to take another shot, man. Yeah, you guys can play the shot game every time. Well, I mentioned it this time, so I had to have to apologize for that. Yeah, that was me that brought it up. But yeah, let me see here. Steve Jones. Craig, do you remember the song Georgia Peaches off Legends LP? Must have been working they must have been working on it during Street Survivors. Did Gary add the solo later, and were you with him then?
Yeah. Peaches, peaches, love those Georgia peaches. Peaches, peaches, love those Georgia. I think she's cute. I think she's cute as she can be. Talking about oh shit. I had a brain fart.
Oh hell! I don't even know what that song is. Be honest with you. I had to go
Talking
listen.
about honky tonkin', honky tonkin', funny talking, honky tonkin', Georgia peaches, honky
Do you
tonk,
remember them working on that
funny
song?
talking, honky tonkin', Georgia peaches. Yeah, I remember Georgia peaches. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember them working on it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were working on it during Street Survivors.
Oh God, I don't remember. That seems like Georgia peaches was a song that had
And
been around for a while. There was a couple of songs that they
and you remember Gary adding a solo to it? Can you
not
tell us anything
really,
about that?
not
No.
really. There was a
Okay. Well,
couple of songs that lingered around for a while that they, had and didn't put on one album and, finally used it. There was,
um,
they just kept working on them until they
yeah,
got it right.
yeah. I'll have to look that one up. Good question there, Steve. And Craig, he recognizes that song, and that's really cool, man. That you jarred something loose. Sometimes when you start jarring things loose like that, and Craig, he'll think of something else that was like, yeah, that reminds me of when we were doing that in the studio, blah, 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 blah. And he'll come up with a whole nother thing we never heard before. But
Sometimes, but not that time.
not that time. Fuckna says, Craig, if you won't sell Alan's car, how about the steering wheel? Already tried that, Fuckna. I tried to get him to give me the rear view mirror, and I told him I would replace it, and he goes, no. No, he said. And then what I was thinking about doing, I know a lot of you guys have seen on YouTube where they take and they go to like a field and there's an old truck or an old car out there and they go, will it run? It's been sitting there for 40 years. Will it run? And then this guy, he's like a Cracker Jack mechanic. And I forget the name of that one, no sense, nonsense, no nonsense, something. This guy, man, I even contacted him, tried to get him to come get Craig's car running. If anybody on YouTube is watching this and they do that, they get the car running just to get it running. We'd like to have you come out and get that car jacked up and get it on the road. What happened to it, Craig? It was
I tried. I
oil
can't
pump or something?
No, I don't remember
Water
exactly
pump?
what was wrong that I parked it, but it wasn't all that much.
And how long's it been sitting there?
It's been sitting there. I can't get it open. That's the problem. I can't get it. I can't get the doors open.
Yeah, we need all of our subscribers that are mechanics to reach out and find one of these YouTubers, and then what we'll do is we'll go into a partnership with them on their channel for this one project, and they can come out and get that car running. And wouldn't that be cool, Craig? Come out there and get that sucker running and driving.
I'm gonna go back there with a couple of toilet plungers and see if I can't stick them to the
Nah,
window.
your back's all messed up, man.
Well, not now.
Be out
But
there doing that.
I saw a guy the other day take a couple of toilet plungers and stick them to a window and pull it down.
Yeah, well, that car's now it's the frame is down in the dirt. And once it gets the
Yeah,
frame in the dirt, you start rusting. But hopefully, because it's in Ohio, it's not that bad. I
no,
think
it's a mess.
somebody could get it running. I really do. Um, no nonsense, know how. That's the name of that guy. No nonsense, know how. That guy, and I think he works at like some oil change place. And this freaking guy is a genius mechanic, man. No nonsense, know how. He's got a girlfriend, and they're always doing stuff, going driving out and getting these cars started. And they got this cool little dog. Yeah, check him out. I tried to get him to come out to Craig's, and he said there wasn't enough money in it for him. So, but he's a cool guy. He's pretty cool. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Let me see here. Chad says Craig had been with Skynyrd for a while because Ed was no longer with them. He said he hadn't been with them that long whenever they were on Old Gray Whistle Test. But I think you forget how long you were with them. So in other words, he's saying, Craig, that you said that when they did Old Gray Whistle Test that you hadn't been with them that long, but evidently you were.
Well, Old Gray Whistle Test was in '74, and I started with them in January of '74. So,
Well, Ed must have just left then, right before they went there. Is that what happened? Did Ed leave and then they went right to Old Gray Whistle Test?
God, I don't remember.
Think about it, Craig.
Yeah,
Think
that's
really
what-
hard,
yeah.
man. So you're saying it was only a few months that Ed was gone before they went to do, because what were you guys doing over there? You were on tour, right? And you didn't just go over there to do that, right?
I don't remember.
Well, you'll think about it later.
I was thinking Old Gray Whistle Test was '74, but I don't know.
You'll think about it later. Craig, did your parents live long enough to see Skynyrd's success? If so, what did they think?
Oh God, yeah, they did. My mother, my oldest sister, brought. I would have I would have had passes and stuff from my mom, but she was old. I didn't want her to come to the show around all those damn hippies and stuff. And my oldest sister bought tickets and took my mom, and they were sitting up in the nosebleed seats.
Really? You
My
didn't go
mom.
get them and bring them down?
I didn't know they were there. They were there and sitting up in the nosebleed seats, and everybody around there knew that my mom had a son that was up there with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and my mom had
She was bragging on you?
she had a great time. She was up there with all those hippies smoking pot and stuff. She had a great time, and I didn't even know she was there.
Was that at a concert that was near where you lived?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't even know she was there, huh?
No, Richfield or the car.
Your dad didn't go though, huh?
No.
What did your dad think about the guys?
Oh God, he got royal treatment everywhere he went. Everybody knew that I worked for Skinner, and that was when you had to put gas in your car yourself, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have self-serve gas, but he would pull up he would pull up and wait a minute. Yeah, that's when you had to put gas in. You put your own gas in. That was right when that started. I don't remember. But anyways, whatever. But he would pull up to get gas, and the guy would come out and put gas in his car and everything for him and give him all full service and stuff. But yeah, he'd go to the grocery store and everybody, you know.
Well, everybody knows you, everybody in Green, because when John Neal and I were at the Portage Lakes over there at that bar at your reunion, and we were sitting there because you were up there going around and showing everybody how much skinnier you were than they are when you were in the That's the only reason Craig goes to these reunions. I'm telling you, is because he goes on a 3-week fast, and he gets his old high school pants on, and he gets them out of the closet, and he goes in there and he goes. I saw him do it. He goes from person to person and go, these are the pants that I wore in high school.
No, it's the jacket. It's the jacket I had
Oh,
on.
it's a jacket. Yeah,
The
the
sports
jacket.
coat. This is a sport coat I wore at one of the
Yeah, yeah.
at one of the proms. Yeah.
He don't go. He just goes to rub the shit in. He don't go to have fun. Well, he has fun rubbing it in.
Well, John Neal told me, the guy that you talked to, you
Oh
said
yeah.
they said, yeah, I know Craig Reed. I know his kid too. I went to school with his kid. And John said
Well,
he didn't act like he cared too much for you.
Yeah, well, here's what he said. I go, well, yeah, that's what we said. We said, it sounds like you don't like him too much. And he goes, well, when you're walking up and down the road with a Trump flag shooting birds at the cars that go by,
I
that's,
didn't do that. See,
that's what he told us.
these damn Democrats, they make up stories. Yeah.
What happened probably was somebody threw something at you and you shot him a bird or whatever.
No, I had a Trump flag hooked to the zero turn, and I was out there mowing the grass with a big Trump flag on my zero turn.
I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to get my riding lawnmower and put a Trump flag on it and cut the grass.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then those,
I had cars going, fuck you, you. Oh God, yeah.
I know. I saw
Oh, they
bunch
were
of signs.
they stole my Confederate flags, and I don't know how many Confederate flags they stole. They'd steal one, and I'd put up two.
Then you had a bunch of signs that in your closet there when I walked in the door. It said, fuck Trump.
Yeah, they stuck those in my yard.
I even took a picture of one. I got it somewhere in my phone. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, I remember. I was like, what are you doing with F Trump signs in your house? Oh, these assholes are sticking them in my yard. Yeah, so that's how the guy knew you, Craig. That's how he knew you. And we were laughing. Me and John were laughing. I tell you what,
Yeah,
I
I
have
supported
fun.
Trump right from the get-go. I mean,
Oh, me too.
right from the very get-go.
And I smelled the rat when that Obama came on the scene. I knew that guy was trouble. That was the beginning of the end right there when that guy came on the scene. But yeah, okay. And then Pink Floyd Live wants to know, where is the long-haired guy introducing his buddy, Craig? Is that your buddy that invited you to the Pink Floyd thing talking to you? Must be an inside thing.
Um,
The guy who invited you to the Pink Floyd thing, I think he's just commented in here.
oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I put that at the beginning there where Craig walks out on the stage and then everybody is cheering, and it's this in the house with Craig Reed, and he walks up to the microphone and everybody's cheering. Yeah, I like to put that in the front. When you were just at that place, over the Pink Floyd thing. Yeah, what was the name of that place?
Floyd Live. That was a Lincoln Theater in Massillon. Floyd Live, yeah.
Yeah. So that guy with the long hair, I think he watched the podcast, man. Jeff, how much are the tickets that you're selling for the Baton Rouge up to now? Well, we're waiting on to hear back from the person that volunteered to donate them to see if they're still going to do it there, Jeff. So let's see what's doing there. And then Jeff says, Griff is bullshitting. He never caught no 7 or 8 pound lunker bass. Where's the picture? Okay, I will put some pictures up right here, right now. And then when I raise up my pad like this means I'm marking my spot where I'm going to put the pictures up. So, yeah, here's some pictures. I think there's a 10-pounder in there. There's the 12-pounder that I got on my wall. And then there's like a 6-pounder that I caught just about 2 years ago in these pictures. So there you go, Jeff. I ain't lying, man. And I just caught my first bass this year since I moved to Winter Haven because I hadn't had time to go fishing. And I think I caught like a 3 pounder the other day, and Gene caught one about that size. And yeah, we had a pretty good day of fishing. And he just called me today, and I was outside working, so I didn't get to hear what he was wanting. But I think he's probably ready to go fishing again. So he just got back from the monument. Um, so I didn't get to see if he got it because usually when he goes to the monument, he's selling T-shirts and books, and he'll either make money. He usually makes pretty good money at the monument, but when he goes to some of these gigs that people invite him to, he usually ends up losing money.
Is that pretty good weather down there in Gillsburg this time of year?
I think so, yeah.
Because they have a nice crowd. People that go up and down that road. It says, Lynyrd Skynyrd Monument.
They get
There's
lot of people, yeah, stopping at that monument, I mean, think about it.
I was surprised.
It's marked on the road, and if you see a sign that says, Lynyrd Skynyrd Monument, your next right, you're just going to go, well, damn, I'm going to go check that out,
Yeah.
And then there's people that come from other countries just to go to the monument.
But it is 8 miles down that other. When you get off the freeway, you have to go like 8 miles down that 2-lane road to get there.
Yeah, but it's easy to find, and it's really nice out there too. It's really country-like, and it's just almost like a park. And it's just a really cool way to, remember them and stuff. And just imagine, you pull up to the monument, and there's Gene Odom, guy that was on the plane. And, and you can sit there and ask him anything you want. And he'll tell you all kinds of great stories and things. I've seen people come up that didn't know that was Gene, and I'd see him out there, and I'd get up and I'd walk over to him and I'd say, "Hey, you see that guy over there? He was on the plane that crashed. You might want to go talk to him while you're here," because he don't go over there. So I like to see the expression on their face. And if you were out there like that, Craig, they'd be getting a kick out of that, man. If you ever went out there and just sat like you did, you were there for an extra week because your motor blew up.
Yeah. I went out there just about every day. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to stay like 5 days, didn't you?
Yeah. I stayed there for.
Do you remember people coming up and then you going?
Oh yeah, I was amazed at people that just kept. And I always wondered why they didn't put it right where the plane went down, but. After I got down there, I realized there's just no way that you could cut a road back in there.
I know, and I kept telling you that.
Have it accessible, but that house, the house where Artimus and Mark Howard and Mark Frank, where they walked up to, it's right there where the monument site is. That house is right there. And if the plane would have kept flying another quarter of a mile, it would have just about landed right there at the monument site.
Yeah, and there's a big chicken farm there too, where that wasn't there then, and it was a vacant field. So that you guys almost made it. But there's a lot of bad things can happen. A lot of people say, man, if you'd have made it to the field, well, that uneven terrain, you can cartwheel a plane like, really easy. And I don't know what would be worse, going down in a forest or cartwheeling in a field. So, it probably happened for the way it happened for a reason. We don't understand these things. They just happen. And
well, we were going back in there in those four-wheelers. I was going, how in the hell did they find us back here?
Yeah.
I mean, if that Coast Guard helicopter wouldn't have found the plane and shined that light on us at nighttime, they wouldn't have found us until next day sometime probably, and a lot of us would have died.
And if anybody's...
Leon would have died. I don't know about Gary, or a lot of us would have bled to death. I had a punctured lung, so I was purple. Alan said I was purple, so I could have suffocated in my own blood. I guess my lung was full of blood, and yeah, I'd have probably died. They wouldn't. If that helicopter wouldn't have been there, there was definitely been some of us would have died. Yeah.
And if anybody just started watching the Stone Roadie show for the first time, you can go back and there's a video of us taking Craig to the crash site, and he hadn't been there since the plane crashed, and we took we took a four wheeler side by side and a drone, and we followed Craig out to the crash site, and then you get to see Craig walking up on the crash site that he hadn't seen in 50 years, and get to hear his expressions and conversations. Really cool, really cool. And we've
Yeah,
also interviewed.
we were
a
right
bunch
there.
of
I
survivors.
walked up right where they loaded me into the. Uh,
Yeah, and you crossed the creek. That was actually
I don't know. I don't know how I got to the hospital, but wherever they loaded people up, they said, "Well, this is where they loaded everybody up." I guess they cut a road back in there and loaded everybody up, but I don't know how I got to the hospital.
Yeah. Cole Beasley says he will give $100 for those Baton Rouge tickets. Well, we got to see if they're for sale, but man, we would like to get those tickets now. It's you done started something there, whoever you are. I got to go look it up, but if you want to keep them, that's okay. If you
We
need the
still
money.
got those Levi jackets too. I don't have them right here with me. I could get them if we.
Yeah, somebody's already bought them, hadn't they?
No, they've got $100 bid on them.
Oh, so we want $100 a piece.
There's $100 bid on them a piece, but I'd like to see if
Can
we
you
can
reach
get
them
more,
and
maybe.
show them, or you can't? You're hurting too bad. Don't worry about it. We'll do it next time. Homer Hancock
I
says.
can get them. I'll just take a second. I just have
Homer
to.
Hancock says it's warm in South Georgia too, Griff. Gonna have to put on the air, and I don't even know one person in the tribute band other than Ricky, Johnny, and Peter Keys. I met all those guys. I got to meet them. I got to go backstage and meet them, and because I actually know Johnny Van Zant's mother-in-law very well, and she died from lung cancer. And I met both of her daughters, Johnny's wife and her other daughter, and I actually went to Thanksgiving dinner at her other daughter's house, which no, it was Christmas dinner or something like that. But yeah, they're pretty nice people. Johnny paid for a lot of stuff for me, in which if he'd only probably even know it now. But anyway, yeah, it's hot as hell here in Florida. So I know Georgia gets hot because there's not a breeze in those interior parts of Georgia. But here in Florida, we're like I'm right by a lake, and I can get a little breeze off that lake. But today wasn't bad. Yesterday was terrible. I'm ready for a cool snap. Yeah, that's a good jacket right there with Ronnie on it.
Yeah, these are pretty nice jackets.
And that's silk screened, right, Craig?
There's the label. Oh, there ain't no label in this one.
Did you get the other one too?
Yeah. That was just Ronnie, and then this is the whole band.
I mean, that's at least $150 jacket to me,
They're nice jackets.
especially if you put the old Craig Reed Hancock on it. Which one was the one Kathy liked? That one, wasn't it?
She likes them both.
Yeah, I think that was her favorite, though. You ought to just buy that and send it to her, in my opinion.
Well, these are like a large. She's like a medium, or she's not very big.
Pull your microphone up, Craig.
Those are like those fit me. They had to be a little big on her. They're a small large. They fit me real good. They're not bulky.
Oh, what was I reading here? Craig, did Dwayne give Gary that guitar strap
No.
that he plays with that buckle in it? Because he said Dwayne has one just like it. You bought that strap for Gary. That one
No.
with the buckle in it? Didn't
No,
you?
I wasn't doing guitars when Gary got that.
Because somebody gave one to Zach that kind of looks like that, but it's not exactly the same. It's the way Gary's belt is threaded through the buckle. On Zach's, it separates the leather.
Yeah, the one Zach's got's just exactly like.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, you have to look at it. Like I said, Gary's strap goes through the buckle, and Zach's, I think it's separated
Yeah, it's separate.
by the buckle. Gary's goes through. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
I thought Zach's was just like.
But Gary's, I bet, I don't know, man, but I wonder if that strap's still around. That strap is like an icon, you know? I bet Dale's probably got that strap still. That thing belongs in a museum, man. It's cool as hell because, you know, you never seen anybody with one like that. I didn't see the one Dwayne's got. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, pretty cool. Good question. But Craig, you don't think Dwayne gave it to him?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Chip Cruey.
They weren't close with the Allman Brothers that I know.
No. Yeah.
That's like that pedal steel up there in the
Oh yeah, that's kind of
Allman
like
Brothers
bullshit.
Museum that was supposed to have. Ronnie was supposed to have given Greg or something. I don't believe that story.
But you never know. Gene doesn't know anything about it either because I asked Gene about it and he said, "No, I don't know anything about that."
Ronnie didn't have no freaking pedal steel. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think between the two of you and Gene that you guys would have known that, but doesn't appear to be real. Chip Cruey, on the last tour Ronnie was on wearing his white hat. When did he get that white hat? And were there any more of those hats that he had, the white ones?
I only remember the two black ones and the white one. I think I think I got all the, because I was doing the hat thing. Because I think he got hats from Stetson, right from Stetson at first. And then he got hats from Charlie One Horse. And then Charlie quit making them. And then we got them from Texas Hatters. And then Texas Hatters quit making them. And I don't know. There was three. We got them from three places: Stetson, Charlie One Horse, and Texas Hatters.
That Charlie One Horse is still around, isn't he?
I don't know.
I thought we had a discussion about that.
I have two Charlie One Horse hats. Two of the ones that I wore previously were Charlie One Horse hats.
But they're more like a cowboy hat, aren't they?
Well, he made all kind of different kind of hats.
They're made out of beaver skin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here, I can get that one.
Yeah, I think on our last podcast, we mentioned the Charlie One Horse, and somebody said, yeah, he's around still. Yeah, that's a cool looking hat. Little linty, needs to be clean, but
That's got the horseshoe on it.
Yeah, here's a good question, correct, or a good comment. Anne Michelle, Anne Michelle says, and when I read this, I remembered this. Remember, Craig, you said that Jackie Onassis was trying to get out of the limousine because the guy in the limousine is the driver shot uh, John. Well,
Uh-huh.
now, yeah, I remember this. I remember she was actually trying to pick up pieces of his brains and skull off the back of the car, is what she was doing. Yeah, she saw his head explode on the car, and she was picking up pieces of his head. She was freaked out, man. That's true. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she was doing. Yeah, that's right, Anne Michelle. Yeah, that's a good. I remember hearing about that. So that's kind of morbid, but
Trump's supposed to release
I
all
thought he
the
already did,
oh.
but maybe not. I don't know. Jerome Murphy says Alan must have liked to modify his guitars a lot. He had that Telestrat at Nebworth.
Black.
Was Alan always taking like different parts off of different guitars just to screw around with them? Or Ed King did
I
that a
think
lot.
Ed started that. I think Ed
Yeah.
had a Strat with a telly neck. He started that, I think. That's the one when I built that Strat that I had a telly neck on it.
Yeah, well, I know Ed, didn't have a problem with ripping a guitar to pieces and messing around and making a
Alan's
Frankenstein
I
out of it.
learned that's where I learned, kind of learned how to be a guitar roadie off Joe Barnes and Alan. I used to sit in I used to sit in Alan's room a lot, and he would have a guitar in there, and he'd be setting the intonation in and stuff, and he'd show me what he was doing. It's kind of where I learned how to do some of that stuff.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff they do it different now because they've got the computers, man, that can do
Yeah,
everything.
we
That's
didn't have.
like those little snarks, they're amazing. I mean, if you'd had a snark back in the 80s or the 70s, it's like, damn, that's just freaking cool, that little snark.
Yeah, Alan would set the intonation with a ruler, from the nut to the 12th fret, and from the 12th foot to the saddle on the bridge is exactly the same distance, except there's a little inclination there, like on acoustic, that your bridge doesn't go straight. It's got a little incline on it.
There's a lot of great YouTube videos of people hand making guitars. It's amazing, man, how they do that. Some of these people, and I like the ones that really they're Asians because they do everything so crude. They don't even use like a planer. They hand plane stuff and they hand cut it, and it's just crazy, man, how they do that and put it all together. It's an art when you're putting that binding on, and then you're building up you're getting that curved top, that arch top in it. That's some hard stuff, man.
That
On those
Stradivarius
acoustics. I'm
guitar,
talking about acoustics.
yeah, that Stradivarius violin was 300 years old, and it just sold for at auction for $14 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 300-year-old Stradivarius. That's crazy they could build something like that far back.
It's crazy that it costs that much. It's worth that much. Jerome Murphy says, okay, that's the same one. Sorry about that. Anna Ethington, Craig, throw some salt down and melt that ice. Holy crap.
I just got up in the morning and walked out to let the dogs out. I didn't have time to do anything. I knew it was slick. I was being real careful. I was holding the railing, and man, I went
Oh
to tie
yeah,
those dogs on the end of the post at the railing, and man, my feet just came right out from under me.
You ever busted your ass in the shower, like in the bathtub? Oh, that's
No,
the
I
worst,
never have
man.
done
Oh, I
that.
have. I did that one time. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. It's just on the way down. There's just all kinds of stuff to hit, man, and it's all hard. It's all hard.
I never have fallen in the
Yeah, I
that.
slipped on the shower floor one time, and I went down and hit my back on the tub and head on the soap dish, and man, it was like it was horrible. Um, Ronnie asked, Craig, what were you eating that got you so fat?
I was an alcoholic. Um, I was drinking all night long, and you know when you drink like that, you got to eat at night so you're not sick in the morning. You got to eat stuff to sop up the booze,
Right, yeah.
you know, and you just eat a bunch of shit.
And that
But all the
alcohol.
Coca-Cola I drank Coke and Jack and Coke. And God, you drink a couple of Cokes a day, that'll do it to you. And then the liquor, shit. Yeah, I was drinking probably 2 or 3 Cokes a day, just with the, uh, you know, just drinking.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't really need if you drink one Coke a day, that's like eating a meal. That's like enough calories to equal a meal. That's a lot of sugar in a
I used
Coke.
to drink Jack and Coke all the time. If I drink anything now, I drink just Crown straight up on ice. I don't drink any soda at all. I haven't had any Coke or soda in a long time.
But you drank that whole damn flask of freaking vodka, that whole skull.
I just drank it straight. I didn't drink it with anything.
Yeah. I couldn't drink that much in a year out of that thing if I tried.
That vodka's real
Smooth,
clean.
is it?
That
Smooth?
stuff's really clean.
I like a good white lightning, I like some.
All that moonshine's rot gut, man.
I
It
don't know.
all
There's this
leaves
one guy that made some for me one time, and it was really. If you're gonna drink for effect, that's what you drink because it don't take but a shot to get you going with that stuff, man. 2 shots out of that moonshine, just 2 shots, and you're lit. Then John Rafferty, appreciate the clean acoustic opening. Yeah, that was just me, man. I had my guitar when I play. Because you can't get monetized if you download any kind of like a Skynyrd song. So I just took my phone and stuck it up next to my guitar and just played a few chords on that intro when Craig's standing out at the crash site and the drones coming in. Yeah, that was me. That was me on it. Ain't all that good, really. But, it's free. So that concludes the comments and questions, Craig. And we've been on here for probably an hour and a half, man.
Oh,
Something
really?
like that.
Ah,
Yeah. So happy Wednesday. And we'll see you again Friday. And anybody wants to continue donating, you can go to thestoneroadie@gmail.com. And we appreciate all the donations. And also visit supportsurvivors.net if you want to see some cool stuff. Anna Etherington takes care of that website for me. And she does a great job because I don't have time for it. And she runs that Fans of Southern Rock page, and she does that. And she's just an awesome person, her and her husband. So appreciate that, guys. And see you guys Friday, right, Craig?
yeah, Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy trails to you until we meet again, and see you later, alligator, at the Wild Crocodile. And that'll be another episode of the Stone Roadie Show. We're out of here with a smile. Bye. Later.